So Onward.
We just came back from watching Onwards. And
Onwards? It was
Onward. There's only one of them. And we're going to talk about it now. Literally just walked out of the theater with no time to process whatsoever, just shouting opinions.
This is just us shouting opinions.
My first opinion, and I think this might make everyone mad, but I want to see just how it goes over. I want to see what your analysis to this is.
Right off the cuff?
Yeah. It reminded me a little bit of Rogue One, because the ending is so good, it makes the movie as a whole look good. And I don't necessarily think the movie as a whole is that good, but the ending is very, very good. And a very, very good ending kind of leaves you with the general feeling of, oh man, that was a great movie. But I wasn't hooked for a very long time. And then like near the middle end, stuff started to happen. Then I was like, okay, I'm kind of more on board. And then the ending happened. And this is a spoilers, right? Like,
yeah, full warning. 100% spoilers. If you haven't seen Onward, or if you plan on seeing Onward, stop watching this.
Okay, so like, the minute they did the whole, like, van scene where, you know, he sends off Guinevere.
I love that. That was great.
Hilarious.
Most dramatic death of 2020.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then when he's talking about, like, he has the realization of his brother really being kind of his father figure, ironically, like, that hit hard.
That was good.
Like, that was good. And then everything else from then on was just really solid.
Yeah.
But, like, I couldn't quite connect with, like, the Manticore character. She felt like very, very kind of
there were a lot of
caricaturized.
There were a lot of very much. I don't know is she actually from other like lore? Like is she
Manticores are those are real creatures.
There was
those are real real
fake creatures.
Exactly.
There were a lot of things in this movie that I liked that were kind of like, oh hey, like the fairies can fly now, and the Manticore is like not a retail restaurant owner, which I thought was like a fun little like, oh, she kind of gave up on her dreams and became a like restaurant manager.
Right. I also love how she went from like, hey, yeah, I'll fix your karaoke machine to, hey, I'm gonna murder you and your children by burning down this restaurant y'all are in. It's like, I get it, Karens are a bit much sometimes, but it's you don't have to murder them and their children.
Like that went 0 to 60 real quick.
A little much, to be honest.
I think it's funny that you liked the ending, because I thought the ending was just like, wait, you're telling me we went through this whole freaking movie and he doesn't get to see his dad? That's some A-grade crap.
No, but that's so good, right?
Oh, he doesn't get to see his dad. Like, he just is like, oh, look, it's my dad. There he is. No, but
he has to, like, sacrifice the thing he wants and has worked so hard for to give his brother the... Okay, I would also like to say, like, you could probably finish my last sentence on your own. Chris Pratt, anytime he plays a child character, his parents are always dying of cancer.
I mean, it wasn't...
Guardians is the only other child character.
Yeah, I can only think of one other thing, but so far that's great. He didn't play a child in Guardians, though.
No, well, he played, he was a child when his mom died.
Yeah.
And he was a child when his dad died here. So
2 movies. We're on a streak, y'all.
Yeah. Pretty dark streak, but it is a streak. You didn't like the ending. Tell me why.
I didn't dislike the ending. I just was like, oh, come on. Like, he's the one that's doing all the magic, and he should get to... Fine.
He should. And that's
I get that it makes the better ending, but it doesn't, like, it's just like, oh, come on. Like, he went all this way, and I get that he has a father figure in his brother, but he also, like, he should get to meet his dad, and...
He should. And that's the sad part, right? It's like, he should, but if he can't, then if only one of them can, then he'd rather give it to his brother, you know?
I thought the fight scene was kind of anticlimactic.
A little bit,
I thought maybe. I think so the school mascot is a dragon, and then when they get the gym to make the magic happen, it releases a curse, and the dragon is, the curse makes a dragon out of, like, all the concrete, and it takes the mascot's face and makes that the face of the dragon. Which was incredibly funny for, like, the first time, and then just cheesy the rest of the fight scene, because it just undercuts, like, all the dramatic tension.
Kind of,
to just see this dragon that's like, hey, hi guys, I'm a dragon. Hey guys, I'm a dragon, but I'm also gonna kill you. It's like, God, we already had this with the Manticore. Can everybody just chill in this movie or not chill? Like, just pick. I don't care. Just be something specific. And why is my timer going off on my phone.
There was a moment where I was really just trying to think, it's like, what exactly are dragons in this world? Because they're pets. Like,
Right.
there's the one
There's a little baby
Chihuahua
dragon.
but then they're also school mascots. And no school mascot is going to have a Chihuahua as it. So it's like, so there's something else? And then it's like the actual big villain monster at the end. And so it's like, clearly dragons hold a very confusing place in this world's lore.
Well, I feel like
They're just a little bit of everything.
I feel like dragon maybe is more like, like feline, where it's like, hey, you have house cats, but you have lions.
I
And
also
so, like-
love...
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, sorry. No, I'm going to completely switch gears. So finish your sentence first.
No, that was basically it. Lions
Okay.
are like lions are like cats. Lions are cats. Dragons are like cats. So they have like a pet house dragon. but
Lions
there's
are
also-
like cats.
Lions
Christian
are like
2020.
cats.
But no, I was going to say something, and it was going to be really good. And now, we talked about Cats too much. And Cats was a bad movie. We're not going to watch that.
That was a good little.
No, okay, yeah, but I thought it was really funny because like the van scene was obviously really funny. I liked it. It was like good, and it was also funny. It was a good mix. But I also was like, they were really just on board to straight up murder Colt. Like, there's a lot of very casual almost murder in this movie.
They were gonna murder him.
They weren't gonna try to murder him. But
No, they were just trying.
but what
to...
if he drove like right up too close, didn't have time to stop? It's like,
No,
that was a very dangerous situation they put Colt in. I would be a little upset, you know?
They weren't gonna. They weren't trying to murder Colt. And
Oh,
honestly,
they weren't trying. No, they weren't
if
trying.
they did murder Colt,
The
like,
movie
that
could
seems-
still continue.
That seems like the plot would progress like pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, I liked the twist where they ended up back in the city. I thought it was funny that it was actually the thing that was foreshadowed in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Like that was the big thing. I also really like the fact that D&D is just like history in this game. Like
Yeah, that was clever,
that
right?
was like, hey, there's this game that's clearly a parallel to D&D, and also it's based off of things that are all real in this universe.
Yeah, he's basically playing like a World War II game, you know? It's like all this stuff has happened. It's like these are real cities, these are real generals and whatnot. That was interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think at a certain point they went really kind of overboard with the "this is what you do on a quest" kind of thing. It's like I get it.
Yeah.
You're on a quest. That's cool. I like the setup, but you don't have to remind me every 10 seconds that you're on a quest.
That's the premise of this movie. We get it.
And to be fair, it does annoy Ian too when
it's supposed to be presented as annoying, and it works just a little too well.
yeah, it's like you can annoy Ian without annoying me the whole time, but whatever, I'll let it slide because that was at least its intent a little bit. So
Yeah.
I also think the timing of this movie is pretty interesting because like they're doing two things. Like the last two Disney Pixar movies have been Frozen 2 and Moana, and I think
Moana was great.
what was the big Disney Pixar before Moana?
I don't remember. Why would I remember?
That's a good point.
Disney Pixar before.
I feel like, no, there's got to be more. Look it up.
Well,
What
okay,
are the
there's-
Disney Pixar movies that have come out? Because Frozen 2, Moana, and Frozen are probably the last three I can remember. Cars 3 came out after Frozen.
We don't talk about Cars 3.
We don't talk about Cars 3. I swear there's got to be another one. But,
Cars 4?
oh yeah.
They made Toy Story.
Cars 4.
They made a billion Toy Story movies.
Yeah, they did make Toy Story 4. I still haven't seen it.
Oh, Coco.
Oh yeah, Coco.
I don't know if that was in order, though. That doesn't look like it was in order, because that was in 2017. Wow, that was in 2017. It's not showing me these in order. I don't know. Yeah, 2019, Toy Story 4. That was the last one they made.
Because I think in
What was
general,
your point there, though?
well, Disney, they've kind of proven that they are now on a kind of different trajectory when it comes to their stories, because now they've been doing a lot more stories based on siblinghood recently. It's like parent-child dynamics have always been kind of in Pixar movies,
Bread and butter.
but like this was a really good, I think like Frozen and this movie were both really good kind of sibling stories. And it's kind of cool because I don't think Disney Pixar has really, ironically, I don't think they've done too many of those that I can think of. It's like
yeah, they've done a lot of buddy movies.
Yeah,
so,
lots
like,
of buddy movies.
Toy Story is a good buddy movie.
Nemo is a fantastic parent-child movie. You know, that's really good. The Incredibles is kind of a sibling movie, a little bit, but
it's more of
mostly
it's more of a parent-child movie than it is a sibling movie.
I agree. Yeah,
like
for sure.
the interactions between Dash and Violet are like comical tidbits, but like the interactions between
But
the
they don't
parents,
grow with each other as much as they grow as a family unit together.
As much as the divide between parents and kids comes closer together.
Exactly. And like the other big ones are Monsters Inc. And Monsters Inc. is very much a buddy movie.
Buddy movie.
Yeah. And it's like some of the big ones I wouldn't...
Inside Out was a buddy movie.
Inside Out was a buddy movie. And so, yeah, it's like Frozen was, I guess, the really first big sibling-focused movie. And this was kind of the newest
recently.
IP. Or at least recently, yeah. Because Frozen 2 obviously was the same thing.
It was the first movie to do that ever.
Ever. Disney
You
Pixar,
heard it here, folks.
They thought of the sibling growth.
They came
story.
up with the word siblings.
They did.
To make Frozen 1 and 2.
We were there. We saw it happen.
We were there. I haven't seen it, actually.
I haven't seen Frozen 2 either. I liked Frozen 1. That was fine.
Frozen
was pretty
1
good.
was great. Frozen 2, just like the premise...
If only somebody loved you.
Great twist.
Hashtag dark.
Hashtag edgelord.
The edgiest literal lore.
Frozen 2 just looked like a blatant cash grab, and I didn't see it on principle. I'm sure it was a great movie. I'm sure people enjoyed it. I just didn't. I was like, I don't care.
I've heard some mixed things. Most mixed for Disney Pixar means like okay to pretty good, right? Like it doesn't mean bad.
Yeah. Like this movie, where it's like, hey, this wasn't bad. It was just like, it could have. I don't know. It's worth seeing, I guess.
Yeah. I'd say it's worth seeing. Like I was pretty emotional by the end, but
I don't get emotional during movies.
Oof. I do agree that the dragon was super cheesy, though.
Yeah, it was just like, this just undercuts the dramatic tension.
I know we probably both have never seen Ghostbusters, but
who are you gonna call?
Do you know kind of the similar ending to Ghostbusters?
I know there's the Stay Puft Man.
Yeah.
And that's the big boss fight.
Yeah, I kind of wonder how people reacted to the Stay Puft Man once that was in the movie. If people thought it's like, oh, that's kind of... I mean, Ghostbusters is a comedy, right?
Yeah.
Like,
which this movie was also a comedy, but I don't know. I think, like, Avengers always does a really great job of being really funny, but also, like, having dramatic tension.
Yeah, it's like, how can Avengers Infinity War have some of the funniest jokes and also, like, the most intense, depressive ending of any superhero movie?
Yeah.
Except maybe Watchmen.
Watchmen is just, like, ultimate edgelord, like,
no, that's The Boys.
Moody, dark.
The Boys is ultimate edgelord.
It's not a movie.
It's not a movie. You are right.
You heard it here, folks. The Boys on Amazon Prime is not a movie.
We are on the cutting edge of film technology. Yeah. But yeah, like...
Oh, I wanted to make a point. What are the rules of magic in this world?
Oh, if you believe, which is,
No,
all Disney
I get
Pixar.
that, but I had this thought early in the movie, and then, again, every time they brought it up... what it's like getting Ethan to participate in anything.
Go ahead.
Could they just get a new Phoenix Crystal and cast the spell again?
That's, I think, exactly what they were... Wait. That's also... No, I was thinking the same thing. Yes,
right.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, you needed one Phoenix Crystal and one spell, and then you lost the Phoenix Crystal, but you didn't lose the spell, because you were casting it again at the end.
Well, okay, so the spell consumes the Phoenix Crystal, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Because in the end, it, like... whisked away, and then the dad appeared. Right up Zoidberg. Okay, but like, they cast the spell with the Phoenix Crystal, and they made half a dad, legs only. Makes sense. I'm tracking. And then they got another crystal, but it didn't reset the clock. It just like lasted for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you really think it would reset the clock,
seems
right?
like it should. It seems like when they cast the new spell with the new Phoenix Crystal, it should have reset the entire clock and acted as a new spell that lasts for... So, like, could they go and find a third Phoenix Crystal and cast the spell again? Because it seems like they're positing that they can't, but why couldn't they? I don't...
Also, I'd like to know, these were two guys and a pair of legs, and they went off on a grand adventure and they found a Phoenix Crystal. The dad was hooked up to machines and had cancer. How exactly did he find the first Phoenix Crystal? Like, he was dying. How did he do it without, like, alerting his wife or young child? He's like, bye, wife and young child. I'm gonna go off on, like, a long adventure and get me a crystal while also simultaneously dying of cancer. And I'm like, that seems pretty... It's hard to imagine how he got it. Like, I understand why he wanted to get it, and it makes sense that he did. It's a good story that he did, but it's also like, I don't get how he did.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna really press it. Like, that's not a downside to the movie, but it is a little bit just like, I don't think that doesn't seem very reasonable at all.
Hey, wait a second. This kids movie has some logical gaps.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. What are we gonna do? We're gonna not care because it's fine. It really is, honestly.
All right, I'm gonna give this movie 4 out of 5
Magic stars.
magic Phoenix crystals.
4 out of 5 magic crystals. I feel like I want to rank it higher, but honestly, I'm gonna give it like 3.5 magic Phoenix crystals.
Cool. 3.5 to 4 magic Phoenix crystals. Go see Onward by Disney Pixar.
Yeah, for real. Totally worth watching.
Or
I recommend.
don't, because we've just ruined the entire movie for you.
The ending's good.
The ending was okay. And, like, it's one of those endings where it's, like, it's emotional, so, like, knowing it doesn't really ruin the plot. And
yeah.
It's all good.
It's, like...
Cool.
I still get emotional every time I watch Endgame.
Oh, God.
It just you can't not.
I can't not. It's too much.
It's too much.
Cool. Bye. Do you want to see A Quiet Place 2 next week?
Yeah, I do.
I haven't seen the first one, so I need to watch the first one.
First one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, just, it's a horror movie, but
it's John Krasinski. Like, how can you not?
Exactly, right?
He doesn't say anything, but, like, who needs John Krasinski to say anything with those beautiful eyes?
Well, there's a scene where he says stuff.
What?
Yeah, no.
I'm sold.
It's pretty crazy, right?
I'm done. That's it. Like,
and apparently he's in the second one, too, somehow. I don't know if he says anything there, but...
Cool.
I guess I say that it's kind of a spoiler. He dies in the first one, but...
What?
Yeah. Sorry.
Nobody's alive in the second one.
No, there's some... He dies in the first one. All the others... Like, he has a wife and 2 kids that are alive in the second one. I think he appears in
is
flashbacks.
He not in... Oh, maybe it's like a prequel?
It's not a prequel. It's a sequel.
Okay, so he's just not in it, but he's in it, but not really as a character. Like,
yeah, I think he's probably in a flashback or something.
Got it.
And he's obviously like a producer on it.
Thanks for ruining the movie.
He's producer, director, like he's all over it.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for watching this.
Oh, we still film. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I thought we were done.
You just put your seatbelt on, and I was just like, I also put my seatbelt on, and I really don't have any idea why.
Legit thought you stopped filming. I was just ready to
just show my key.
Carry on with my life.
You gotta hold.
Just let me know when we're done.
We'll be done when something breaks, because
So why don't you just meet me in the middle?
Because it's a very long ways.